Alright, so we saw a ship. We're over here. We saw ships over here. I think it was over here. See, some of these places will have some of these places right here. They'll have like little bases there. They always have to have a lot of water and canned foods. This could be somebody else's house. Little getaway. You know, it's funny. I know people that are talking about like rich people to go, I try to have a baby on like a little island like this. They'll set up little tiki torches. See, they'll set up the little tiki torches and stuff. Mosquito. If there's a mosquito, I don't think there's mosquitoes out there. There can't be mosquitoes out there. Set up little tiki torches, with the family and stuff like that. The boat's out there somewhere, where the canoe, and then the boat's somewhere out there, like probably like 200 meters out. And then, set up a little tent and get things going. A little party going on. They be doing this like a lot. And you have to have certain permits to go out to these places. I'll show you. Can this one? Can we see this island? And there's certain places restricted that you can't go. They're pretty much reefs. There's a lot of stuff from the 1700s to the 1600s out there. I lost um I lost a boat. It was like a boat that was like. See, here's another house right here. They're supposed to have canned foods and water just in case, and for themselves, obviously. But what happened to that shit? So a lot of these places, shipwrecks, because the water is so shallow over there. And that's what happened. A lot of them back in the 1800s, 1600s. Um, okay, so we've been over here. Come on, turn around. There you go. Where was that? There. Where was that place that had like? There was supposed to be like a ship over here. Ooh, there's something over here. Yeah, there it is. There it is. That was by itself like crazy. There it is. See the house? That was by itself like crazy. Um, I don't know where that. I don't know where it is. Is it in this island? Well, I saw a ship. Like, I don't know what happened to it. Maybe I missed it. Is there a house? Damn, if there's a house over here, that's crazy. There's a lot of reefs here. Very shallow waters. It would be a big mistake to bring like a big. Okay, so we must be going. It must be over here. It has to be over here. I went every single nook and cranny of this place. Did we find it? No. We've already been over here. Oh, back to where we started. Why are they blocking up this part right here? You have like an idea of like who actually like controls these ports. There's a house right there. You see it? A little docking station right there. I don't know where that shit is at. All I know is it's down here somewhere. I'm gonna look one more time. Oh, no, you don't. Turn back around. What's this? Man, they sure did. So if you click on this, you click on that, and then you go into the cities like that, and then once you go into the cities and stuff. Maybe communicating. Is that food? Got plantain soup. All right, let's get out of the city. All right, back where I was doing. Okay. All right, so the H. This is the thing I saw. Like, it's one of these ships are like shipwrecked. It must be launched in 1807 on Jamaica Station. She captured two small privateers and several merchant vessels on the North Sea Station. She captured one small privateers and several merchant vessels. She was wrecked. Okay, so it was launched in 1807 on the Jamaica Station. She captured two small privateers. Okay, let's see what that is. Okay, so we were over here also. Historic ship in June 2013, after following underwater clues that hinted at a nearby shipwreck. That was recently, a Mexican archaeologist team discovered the remains of a 19th century British ship. The remains of the HMS Forth were found by a team from Mexico National Anthropology and History Institute led by marine archaeologist Helena Barber. The former mail ship, part of the Royal Mail Steam Packet Company, sank on January 14, 1849, while sailing to Bermuda. That's a long ass trip. According to the Spanish news agency, the Royal Mail Steam Packet Company was founded in 1839. The Royal Mail Steam Packet Company was founded in 1839. That's very close to the 1700s. Once you get close to the 1700s, hold on, and was the most important British shipping company in the Caribbean and Eastern Latin America, according to University. Okay, so we have a lot of things to go by. We have a lot of stuff to. Before we do that, you're gonna see like every time I research stuff, I find things that like are so crazy. Just watch. I'm saying, watch this. Privateers is a private person or ship that engaged in maritime warfare under a commission of. Who was doing that? Who was doing that back in the 1800s? Let's see. A privateer is a private person or ship that engages in maritime warfare under the commission of war. Since robbery under arms was common aspect of seaborne trade, since robbery under arms. Ooh, so there was a lot of piracy. Pirates, Pirates of the Caribbean. East Indian Kent. Let's see if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Let me just turn this around more. Can you see that? It's kind of like fuzzy a little bit, but I think you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Let me see what else is here. I'm trying to pick a Oh, this is what was better. Okay. Sorry. Since robbery under arms was common aspect of seaborne trade until the early 19th century, all merchant ships carried arms. The sovereign or delegated authority issued commissions, also referred to as a letter of marque. Let's look that up. There is so much history. This is some real history. Only if they taught stuff like this in only if they taught this stuff in class. The letter of marque represents letter of marque. I have that in my cellular memory too. That people used to say. I used to hear that people used to say that, just like they used to say, "Wow, mongrel" and all that kind of stuff. Remember? Another thing that's gonna be like old thing to say is, "Bro, I want to blows our skirt. It blows our skirt. I go on there, sir." That's gonna be blows on. That's gonna be like a thing that's of the past. It probably is right now. The letter of marque, and every time I put my hand there, I think you guys lose focus. So I'm trying to do the best I can. Is this good? All right, that should be good enough. Let me see if I turn the light on. Oh yeah, I don't think it matters. Whatever, bro. Whatever. But if I put my hand there, okay, whatever. Okay, so the letter of marque and reprisal, letter of marque was a government license in the age of sale that authorized and private person known as the privateer. You guys can read this. Mm-hmm. Doing things. It's pretty much an authorization to go across a jurisdiction to conduct operations outside of its borders. So it's a letter of there's a letter authorizing its inhabitants to go outside its jurisdiction and conduct its own sovereignty. Yeah. Ooh, so popular among Europeans from the late Middle Ages up until the 19th century. Okay, quick update. This is what we're doing. We're looking up sunken ships right now. Looking at sunken ships. This is where we're at right now. We're gonna be at the Yucatan. We're on the Yucatan right now. So we're looking at sunken ships. So a lot of the old world is still here, the Middle Ages and stuff like that. It's in the sea. It's in the sea. It's in restricted places. Restricted places. Restricted places. Um, restricted places. Letter of Marquis, privateer, and Miss Royal. Harry Cohen, Alchemy, Scorpion Reeve. Okay, so where are you? Whatever, bro. Why can't I what can I go over there? Oh, whatever, I gotta go back to this thing. Okay, so we gotta go back over here. Yeah, Scorpion Reeve, Scorpion Reeve, Scorpion Reeve. What's this? What's this? Alright, so I just try to find where it says okay, here we go. Located 100 due north, always a spectacular surprise to see the group of 5 atolls known as Alcranes Reef National Park rise up to the Gulf of Mexico waters. You can snorkel around the sunken boats and fish the reef, as well as visit the lighthouse and wander around the 5 atolls with a touch of sadness. And you will note that the lighthouse office building, which is more than 100 years old, the old world is still in the sea. It's still in the sea and around the Gulf of Mexico. That's where the Mayans were. That's where all the Indiana Jones type stuff. Remember, I told you in a couple of other videos that this world was a what did I say? That was so long ago. I was saying some real ill stuff back then. Oh yeah, the entire world was a pretty much who, depending on who you were, you were always constantly in the treasure hunt. There was treasures everywhere because of the great cataclysms that happened thousands of years ago, and then we're going into the BC era all up to the 1500s, all that type of stuff. The 1500s were like the end of the treasure hunts and all that stuff. I mean, the world has already, the Vatican, certain people. Remember how they stole Christopher Columbus's letter? Recently, they did that, and they had to use some. It was like an organization like ICE, a Homeland Security. It was like a form of Homeland Security. I forgot their names. I gotta go back, but somebody stole Christopher Columbus's letter, the actual letter that Christopher Columbus wrote. So in 1994, United Nations decreed this. This is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is new. Like everything is new. Everything's being new now. In 1994, United Nations decreed the circular reef to be part of the reserve of the biosphere. This is the third such naming in the United Navy. The other biospheres are in Royal. So the lighthouse keeper. Okay, so to visit, you watch this. To visit all cranes, you must comply with the requirements of the Commission National de Estrella, blah, 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 in order to enter the park, in order to enter the islands. Permission must be obtained 30 days in advance. So a lot of the places like these around the world, you need permission to go to. There's certain islands in the Pacific. Some of them are blocked off on the Google. Some of them you can see them, but they're not so clear like we're doing today. You have to have a permit to go to these places. If you go to these places on your own, you risk your safety. That's number one. You risk your safety, and that encompasses everything, right? So you're not gonna have somebody of the below the middle class going all the way over there. Rich people, you have a certain programming in your head, that you should know that you need to have this that and of the third, all that stuff before you venture off into wherever you want to go. Okay, so because there's also they do restrict the stuff because they already went there and got the treasure that was there. They already picked up or made it a national park. So there's restrictions that you can do and you can and cannot do, right? Some of these places, if you walk among it, there's certain energies, that you'll certain behavior it's almost like a healing to just to go there and smell the air. You know what I'm saying? True shit. So now let's go back to where we're at. So where are we? Okay, they keep every time they keep taking it off the map. They keep sending me back to my home. My home. They keep sending me back to my home. Oh, you guys like this? This is much better, right? So Middle Ages. I just want to go to the Middle Ages real quick. Okay, so in the history of Europe, the Middle Ages or medieval periods lasted approximately from the 5th to the late 15th centuries. I forgot about I forgot about there's was there a first century? The 6th, the 7th, the 8th, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about all this stuff. So, similar to the post-classical period and global history, it began with a fall of the Western Roman Empire that transitioned into the Renaissance and the Age of Discovery. The Middle Ages is the middle period of the three traditional divisions of Western history: classical antiquity, the medieval period, and the modern period. The medieval period is itself subdivided into the early, high, and late Middle Ages. A lot of places in Africa, it's almost as if they never picked up back into the correct technologies that they used to be in. A lot of the Africa's cultures, a lot of blacks, after the cataclysm, way before the 5th centuries and all that kind of stuff, the BCs and stuff like that. Allegedly, that's what I think. That's based on everything I see. They never picked up back. They're always living in these huts and stuff like that. Um, something, um, yo, some shit happened, dog. I think it was probably I don't know if it was worse than the Ice Age, but it seems as though it looks like because I was born in 1980s. I can say that I was born in the 19th century. That's cool to say. You were born in these centuries, the 18th, 17th century, the 19th century, right? So cool. Mm. Black right there. Um, what is that? The cross of methyl the a crooks come at the but I can man like imagine like learning all this history and trying to remote view back into the past. That's would be exciting because right now you can use Google to remote view because it's there. You have a picture of what's there, right? Using the photons, the light photon. All right, so ow, hold on a second. Listen, listen, listen. If they had history about like the Mayans and other things like that, like the actual history, how they have the history of like the Middle Ages, they know exactly what's happening and stuff, and blah blah blah. That's when they really start getting bowdy bowdy. You know what I'm saying? You start doing that stuff, yeah, that's when really things start. And now, listen, you got to take ships, and then you gotta spend hours on hours in scuba diving gear with technologies to look at the sea floor and find little things. You have to use technology to see under the dirt. There is stuff from the 5th century and the 12th century and before all that stuff in the rock, under the sand. Some of them look like coral reefs. Some of the things are matching the coral reefs. You have to use the technology to go ahead and map the place out, and then you have to carefully remove this stuff. Some of them are still under the sand. Sometimes they could be a little bit a feet under. There could be large and small objects of feet under the sea sand. Okay, or it could be in the coral reefs and the algae. There could be things that's from the 5th century, from the BC era, um, on the shores, pretty much, and it's covered in algae, red algae and stuff like that. So like that stone, that cross right there, like a car size version of that could be in a shallow part of the reef, and you can't see it because it has algae growing on it. Okay, that's what's really going on. A lot of these things are all over the ocean. Um, so you need to spend hours. The government needs to certain people, and not certain people need to have the private charters out and go out. Listen, when people, all this prohibited, they can't, you're prohibited from going all these places. A lot of the times that these sovereign blah blah blah, we're just looking up the what's that shit called, whatever that thing was called. You can go out on your little charters and you can investigate everything on your own. You don't have to tell anybody that you found it. That's what happens. They find things, right? But they have to make an investment or a profit off of it and stuff. That's why they have to let somebody know. That's why it's good to take pictures of it, s- s- anonymously send it to the Vatican or whatever museums and let them know you have this, right? Okay, because some of this stuff you get is so ancient that it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And then you might have certain technologies that uh it's just weird for it to be that old. So they have to say that it's not really that old. It was made in the 15th century. What it was really around the BC era. Okay, so this is gonna be a good video. I'm gonna make this a good video. I'll be right back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. Ugh. All right, so a population decline. We'll go back to the things. I just want to look up all these things because we're gonna go back to we have to go back right back to all this stuff again. Okay, so because I have to look at things and be like, how the heck? Let me save a lot of stuff in my way. I'm trying to figure out what's best for you guys. Is that good or is this good? Whatever, bro. Okay, so population decline, also sometimes called the underpopulation, depopulation, or population collapse in humans, is a reduction in human population size. Oh shit! What did we turn? What did we just stumble onto? You see, I told you whenever I look up stuff on the internet, like weird shit starts to happen. It's almost like my mind it has a cellular GPS system to find things and connect things, put the puzzle together. But let's see what happens. Let's just go ahead and let's see if we can connect things. That's what we're doing now, and then connect them with what's going on in current events. All right. Let's see. Let's just see how, because everybody likes to be entitled and they think they're smarter than me, and let's just see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so in humans, a reduction in human populations over the long term, stretching from prehistory to the present. Earth's total human population has continued to grow. However, current projections suggest that this long term trend of steady population growth may be coming to an end. Why? Why? Until the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, global population grew very slowly, about for a year, and after the growth rates. Mm, that's what they were talking about, the Cabbage Patch thing, the Cabbage Patch Kids. Mm, growth rate. But okay, so look at this. After the 1800s, the growth rate accelerated to a peak of 2.1% annual during the 1962 and 1960. Okay, what the fuck? Why you? But since then, due to the worldwide collapse of the total fertility rate, is declined to the fertility rate is the harmonics, the hormones. It has declined because of whatever you can say that the 5G, the foods, whatever. It has declined to 0.9% as of 2023. Yes, that's right. Um, the global growth rate in, can you see it? The global rate is absolute number accelerated to a peak of 92.8 million in 1990. The global growth rate in absolute number accelerated to a peak of 92.8 million, but has declined to 80 million in 2019. A lot of black people back there. There's a lot of like back in the 90s, New Jack City. All right, so population growth has declined mainly due to the abrupt decline in total fertility. Yep, from 5.3 5.3, blah, blah, blah. However, almost all societies experience a drastic drop in fertility to well below 2 as they grow more wealthy. However, almost you see this? However, almost all societies experience a drastic drop in fertility to well below 2 as they grow more wealthy. See income and fertility. Okay. I know, I'm just looking at this shit real quick. Income and fertility is an association between monetary gain on one hand and the tendency to produce offspring on the other. There is generally an inverse correlation between income and the total fertility rate within and between nations. The higher the degree of education, GDP per capita of human population, or social, the fewer children are born in any developed country. In 1974, United Nations Social Conference, Korea and former international relation, India, which this trend by stating development is the best contraceptive. Development is the best contraceptive. Okay, now I'm definitely going off. Hold on. Birth control is known as contraception. Yeah. So, ugh. Okay, so potential women in wealthier countries to having fewer children. Introduce needs for children as a source of family, labor, or retirement welfare. Both of which reduce the incentive to have many children. Better access to education for young women, which broadens their job perspective, is also often cited. Which is broadens their job perspective. Also, possible consequences of long-term national population decline can be net positive or negative. If a country can increase its workforce productivity faster than its population decline, the results in terms of its economy, the quality of life of its citizens, the environment can be net positive. If it cannot increase the workforce productivity, so they're trying to increase the workforce productivity faster than its population decline. The result can be negative. National efforts to confront the declining population today have been focused on possible negative economic consequences and have been centered on the increasing size and productivity of the workforce. Causes a reduction over time in a region's population can be caused by sudden adverse events such as outbursts of infection, disease, famine, and other. No. Okay, so back to the Middle Ages. So, and then we'll go back to the ships and all that stuff. I just want to keep going. Let's turn that shit off. I'm gonna close this video off and then I'll make another one because it's shit weird right now.